Hello, my name is Matthew Gipson, and this is my week 9 coding assignment project. So this week we had to make a card game about the classic game War. So over here on the left side, I created my class option for the deck. I created the constructor, and then I created the properties for the cards. So ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And then down here, I created suits for the style of cards, hearts, diamonds, spades, and clubs. And then I created the option for the create deck. I did a for loop. And so we did I equals 0, this that suits that length, and then I plus plus. And then we also did for the ranks as well. So instead of I, we did J for this one, so it wasn't repetitive, and that way it was easier to understand. So J equals 0, J, this that ranks that length, J plus plus. And then right here we did name, and we did template literals. So we did the backtick, money sign, this that ranks J of this that suits I. And then we got to push the card, and then we log the card right there with the console.log. Sorry. And then for this one, a shuffle deck that came from the Fisher Yates from the Geeks for Geeks website, and I referenced it right here. And so what it is saying is it created a for loop to let I that length subtract one, I minus minus, and so let the math equal random, so it would shuffle the deck to randomize that. And so I made this that deck that I, which is the suits that length, and this that deck that J, which is the ranks and length, equal to the same thing over here, just this that deck J, this that deck I. And so when we created the game, so we did it, I mean another class, excuse me, game constructor. So this that players, player one, they have no score. The hand is empty. And then same thing for player two. And then so to play the game, so we made a constant, a variable called constant. So a deck would be a new deck. You create a deck and then shuffle the deck. And so I'll deck, that length is not equal to sealed. So this that player one, that hand that push, deck shift. This player two, that hand that push would also shift as well. And so whenever the cards were drawn, so there's a for loop created. So at I equals 0, I is less than this, that player one, dot hand, dot length, I plus plus. And then if this player hand is greater than this, than players two, then players one score will go up. So to track it, we did template littles again. So player one's card, depending on what their card was, if they had a higher card than player two, then player one will win a point. And then it would display the current score. So player one has this score and player two has this score. Otherwise, we do an else if, and if player two had a higher score, had a higher card than player one, then same thing. It would give like what cards they had in player two would win the point, and then it would display the score. And then the else variable over here. So cancel out log. If they draw the same, let's say both of them draw a six of hearts, then it would be a tie. Nobody would get the point. And then down here there's a if. Um, where it says if player one score is bigger than player two at the end, then player one wins, and it will display what the final score is. And then the else if will be if player two had the higher score, then player two would win. And then if both of them had the same card, then it'll be an else. And then there's the else statement, and it just say tie. And then to keep the game going, so there's a constructor game, which means new game, and then game that play game.